Snot League! Snot League! Snot League! Snot League!
And they're off! Oh, hello, you bloodthirsty beasts! You're watching Telesnot, and I'm Henry Snotson, your trusty Snot League commentator, dishing out all the gore and glory. Today, I'm joined by Coach Shawas, who's back after a wee break to cover the chaos of round one. Hello, Shawas.
Hello again, Henry.
You're back after a short breather, and you're bringing a rather expired team. What's the story behind this?
Well, I went back to my longtime team, GKS Olazice Stiffs, who practice the beautiful Khemri passing game. Had a great time both winning and failing to win. And the lads told me to visit the great port of Zandri, which I did. Whilst there, I saw that the passing game tradition there is even stronger and better as they use swords during games. With a little bit of elbow grease and long meetings with boozer pouring, we came to an agreement. Love these lads to death. Literally.
Brilliant stuff! Ready to roll into the carnage?
As never before, let's go!
The first match of the new season is a proper clash of day and night. Sun Elves facing the Night Goblins at dawn. Rather poetic, don't you think?
Haha, well said, Henry. Elves and Gobbos. Don't know which ones I hate more. But I have to admit, both coaches did their best in this game, not giving up till the last moment.
The Sun Elves scored quick as a flash, but after that, it all went bananas for 'em. The Goblins unleashed absolute hell, and bam! They kill an elf! First victim of the season, and what a way to start! Blood on the grass before the ale's even warm!
Haha, aye! Spectacular that was! The Gobbos did what they could to make the touchdown, while making elves pay for daring to show up that day. And a big shout out for Toxnick! He hit hard, he played hard, and would the pass work in the last turn, the game would end up in a draw. But at the end, a very satisfying match. Elves die and Gobbos lose. Haha, poetry, as you said.
Just hours later, we've got another cracker. Unseen University, clashing with Pain and Pleasure Incarnate. I reckon the Slaanesh warriors were expecting to bully a bunch of nerdy wizards. But oh boy, were they in for a surprise.
Unseen University.
Let's punch some nerds! Ooh, I can't wait till I put my claws on them. What? Wait, let's talk!
You'd think that losing on Ogre at the start of the first half would be a massive hindrance, but not for the mages. They're bringing barriers, disturbance, sorcery, and magic into BDSM. But Slaaneshi took the pain in and got stronger with it in the first half, defending well. Sad that in true Slaaneshi fashion, their greed for more pain ended up in a stone phallic object being thrown at the ball carrier right next to the touchdown line, saving the mages.
Yup, ooks like Slaaneshi's learn a hard lesson that day. Never underestimate the nerds. Time for your match, Shawas. I must say, you delivered on your promise. What a show!
Oh, believe me, I was so pissed to see more of these red-haired bums on the pitch rather than slaying monsters on the other side of the galaxy. It showed, and my lads got the message. No mercy! 2 less mummies than in a regular Khemri lineup, but how these lads can jump right back up and fight is amazing. And their blades! Gotta give it to Stomper though. He didn't play around, but hit as hard and as often as he could. However, not hard enough to take out these bony bastards. George Gravedigger speeding back and forth with the ball didn't help. Did I mention the blades? Well, it seems Denzel's one is a true black blade of a Barrow Knight, as it sent one of the dwarves to his untimely death. And to his new team. Ha ha ha! Never expected to coach the Slayers again, but as any prosperous dwarf, I'll take it.
Looks like for him, death is only the beginning. I love it. We're barely into the season and the players are already slaughtering each other. 3 deaths in this one. The Araby lads from the Kebabs facing the Snakeman crew. And it looks like they still hate each other's guts from before. Proper grudge match.
Ho-ho! The hate did show, Henry. The Kebabs did not hold back with hits, kicks, and stomps. The display was beautiful, and the fight was in them. Well, was.
Well, the Kebabs probably thought they were prepared. Oh my, were they so wrong! The snakes coiled round them like a noose, strikes, bites, and bodies everywhere.
Bloody hell is what I'd call it. Absolutely bloody. However, with such ferocity on both sides, it was the coach with more control on the ball. And in this match, it was Rachard and his snakes.
What happens when you let 7 big guys loose on the pitch? Absolute mayhem, that's what.
Ha-hi! Wonder the pitch was not obliterated completely. Although, we have to remember the small Bries, who, with Misha's guidance, did what they wanted on the pitch. Except surviving Zoat charges.
The Milk Warriors had the edge at first, but they underestimated the Zoats' ability to dodge when the chips are down. Then we saw a lightning-quick ball transition from one side to the other, all in the first half. What a thriller!
Amazing coaching from Mishka indeed. Despite losing a Bulgor and the Zoats rushing to secure the win, the attack on the 3/4 cage in the second half was pure chef's kiss. Unfortunately, we couldn't see a comeback to make a draw, as Bua smartly decided to fortify the ball with almost all the Zoats.
And that one, my friend, we can call it secure the ball. Hard to say if Joseph Moranion had a rough start. Looks like his new squad a little underestimated the bad to the bones initial attack. Especially this tiny little vampire. He looks so adorable.
Cute is cute, but sometimes dead is better. Have to say that both Orso and Joseph Moranion played a great game. Attacking, blocking, countering. A true fencing match, but with punches. But, well, at the end, the martial artists successfully put the undead back into the dirt, despite how cute they are.
The Bones tried to throw a teammate's move, but their tree man miscalculated, causing the poor guy to end up between 2 Cathayans. Well, they had to try. But speaking of throwing teammates, 2 types of flames clashed here. But do we have an answer? Which one is hotter?
I know your preferences, Henry, so don't want to ask you. But I must say, incredible lineup. Chaos Incarnate versus the incinerating chaos of the Flames. And with such plays as both coaches brought to the pitch, it was a sight to behold.
Both big guys were underperforming, to say the least, don't you think?
Johnny Blazer did his best, methinks, and he did okay. But the big bird? Absolute madness! From knocking himself out on a block to successfully stopping 2 touchdown attempts in the second half. Brilliant!
Yes! And the Flame Elementals could only watch as the Tzeentch demons managed to score the equalizer by throwing their ball carrier over their heads! I think that was the time to burn in shame. Right then, the Scaly Bruisers' opening brawl against the Rachard Brutes was another gloriously brutal affair. But the Draconians had one tiny pesky problem to solve. How do you kill opponents who simply refuse to stay dead? I mean, they're technically already dead, but I mean dead. Never mind. You know what I mean. All thanks to the Brute's Necromancers, who were stitching and resurrecting fallen players like it was a sewing bee.
Loved Griffin Abbey's determination. Gotta hand it to him second half. The Drakes did not allow such a hands-on approach and decided to disarm the opposition and touch down fast. The blitz came as a blessing for the Drakes and was a fingernail to the coffin for the Undead. A spectacular match nonetheless.
Let's not bury their chances too soon. And speaking of burials, time for the last match.
A match blessed by Nuffle. The dice were not merciful for both coaches in the first half.
Oh, yes! But what can you do when Nuffle himself is watching? What about the tank? Does fielding that Iron Beast give the Nuln rejects an edge?
Oh, Bess, what a machine! Needed time to gain momentum. But when it got it, that blasted tank took 2 players out. Although, after the first half, all the toys were taken away from the Nuln rejects. Their spirit was not. In a fantastic display of courage, Cath Dabble knocked the ball carrier out, and Klaus Enoff swooped in to take it and make the touchdown. Well done!
That bothers me a little. The refs confiscated the rejects' toys, but conveniently overlooked the Witch Hunter blades. Guess he didn't fancy a chat with the Inquisition after the match. Oh well. But do the Nulners manage to secure the win here?
Moore's faithful managed to even out the score. Congrats to both coaches.
Heh. Well. That first round was spectacular, don't you think, Shawas?
Aye. A fine show of blood, brutality, and some ball action as well. We had it all.
It's hard to call favorites so early, but do you have any group standouts or predictions? For me, it has to be the Sackmasters. Coach Ricedge used them beautifully in the opener, and that big stash of SPP will definitely help him build a monster squad.
You're talking SPPs, but after what I saw, I'm very much looking forward to Mishas and Dr. Callis. The combination of crazy teams and innovative coaches make for big emotions, and that's what this sport is about. But yeah, the Zoats, Snakes and Drakes, all things scaly, seem to worm their way to the tops of their groups.
Also, I have to go back to Jeremy Sunfire, because it might be the first time we've seen a resurrected player on the pitch in ages. And what a glorious, creepy return it was.
As I said, I'll take a free player anytime. Just hope that he'll play better after fulfilling his Slayer oaths. Because if he doesn't, then by Grungi's beard and Patraz Kopesh, I'll show him there are worse things than death. Apart from that, the fans love him.
Thank you, Shawas, for joining us in this glorious episode. Good luck in your next match.
Thank you for having me, Henry, and good luck to you too. Huzzah!
And I'll be seeing you in the next Telesnot. Stay warm. Stay bloody. Henry Snotson out!
Snot League.